the cathartic deleveraging lows have happened. And I will say in the crypto markets, which we'll talk about later, that has happened. I think we've seen the lows, and that was the cathartic kind of deleveraging of the entire crypto ecosystem.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have Mark Yusko forecasting the future of Bitcoin and the financial market. Yusko says that now there is a great opportunity in the market to begin collecting good companies for a low price. The only issue now is that there are still a lot of bad companies floating around in the market. Yusko believes that we need recession because it cleanses the market and encourages prosperity. He says that the crypto ecosystem has gone through a cleansing deleveraging. The only problem for the general equity market is the amount of leverage currently in the system. Because the margin debt is still the second highest it's been in history, there is still a lot that can become undone. Let's listen to this interview with Mark Yusko as he gives his take on Bitcoin as a store of value and the current pattern of the market. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
But that said, that doesn't have to happen, and it may have already happened. And if that's the case, then there probably is some window of opportunity to start accumulating, good companies at low price. Because there are some good companies selling at low prices. The problem for me as I look at the markets, there's still a whole bunch of really bad companies that are still around, right? I mean, 40% of, I think I have this right, 40% of the S&P 1500, right? So the top 1500 stocks can't even service their existing debt. Forget paying it back. Wow. They could never pay it back, but they can't even cover the debt service. And in a rising rate environment, that's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. So I do think we need to let a few more of those companies go away. Oh, why are you always rooting for recession? Like, I'm not rooting for recession, but I don't fear recession because recession, like winter, is necessary. The cathartic deleveraging lows have happened. And I will say in the crypto markets, which we'll talk about later, that has happened. I think we've seen the lows, and that was the cathartic kind of deleveraging of the entire crypto ecosystem. The problem for broader equity markets is the amount of leverage in the system, margin debt, is still the second highest in all of history. And so there's still a lot that could get unwound if we get a kind of, September, October tough period, like is normal. The old adage, sell in May and go away and don't come back till Labor Day, actually, started in the UK and had to do with horse racing or something like that. But basically, and look, the Europeans, although can't call British Europeans because they're not, but the Europeans do August right. Everyone just leaves and nobody even pretends to work. But post Labor Day in through October has always been a really tough period for markets because people are coming back to work. They're looking at the stuff going, ooh, yeah, those numbers don't look good.
Yusko says that the best source of truth is blockchain technologies. This is because they are ledgers that, instead of being privatized, are open to anyone and are publicly owned. Yusko states that blockchains replace private databases because they are cryptographically secure. Because Bitcoin is a blockchain technology, it's a perfect store of value and is essentially digital gold.
We have the truth net. What's the truth net? The truth net is blockchain technology. All blockchain technology is, all it is a ledger that, instead of being private and owned by centralized companies like Microsoft or Amazon or whoever, and existing in CPUs in a server in the cloud, now can be open, public, owned by no one, right? So it's a permanent source of truth, and it displaces the need for private databases. So it's just a database that's cryptographically secure, and that was the innovation. And so blockchain technology's use cases, one is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a blockchain. It is a perfect store of value. It's basically digital gold. Gold, the only money in the history of the world. The Fed can create money out of thin air. Well, if you do that, what happens to the value of it? Well, think about it. When I was growing up in Seattle, I asked people all the time, what's the lowest price you remember for a gallon of gas? Mine's 31 cents. Totem Lake, right? 31 cents, gallon of gas. Was out in California visiting my son. I paid $4.31 for a gallon of gas. It's the same gallon of gas. It does the exact same thing, produces the same amount of heat in the car. It's actually a little less because it's got ethanol in it now. Why am I paying $4.31? Well, it's not because the gas got better, it's because the money got worse. And think about it, if I have $1 trillion sitting on the table in front of me, and you, the Fed, print another trillion, what happened to the value of that money? It just got cut in half. And here's a stat people don't believe. In the last 2 years, the Fed created half of all the dollars. Anyone remember why we call it the dollar? Because we stole it from the Rothschilds in the Netherlands, called the dollar. And so now we have the dollar. And in 248 years of the Republic, okay, half of all the dollars that have ever existed were created in the last 2 years. So the value of that dollar keeps going, oh, Mark, no, the dollar's going up. DXY is strong. No. DXY is up because the yen and the euro are crashing harder than the dollar. There's a very famous chart pattern called a descending triangle. And it's really simple. So you have this base level of support, and the price will fall and it'll bounce, and it'll fall, but it'll bounce a little less, and it'll fall and bounce a little less, and it'll fall and bounce a little less. And eventually you have this descending triangle, right? And when you get to the very point, you get two choices. You can either break out and go back up, or you can finally break through, and it's like super fast. And so I tweeted out on the Thursday before Father's Day, look, the longer it stays at this 30,000 level, the more likely we are to break down and hit 15, kind of like we did in crypto winter in 2018 in November. And sure enough, over the weekend, we went all the way down and hit that. Now we didn't hit 15, we hit 17.5. So call me a liar. But from that point, now we've made the reversal, which is we've made this series of higher highs and higher lows. Well, now we're pumping up against this 24 level, and we've got an inverted ascending triangle the other way. And to your point, if we break out of the 24, there's a lot of upside on the other side. Before 2009, I would have said gold, because the only true store of value over a 10-year period is gold historically, and now Bitcoin. Now, and because it's a desert island, I don't have the ability to influence the growth of some business. So if I could pick a business that I knew was going to grow, that would be a better investment, right? You think about Amazon or Facebook, and I do think there are going to be the equivalents in the blockchain world, in Web3, that, a decentralized social media. That's going to be big. I mean, it's going to be huge. And I'd love to have that, but I don't know which one that is yet, whereas I'm pretty sure Bitcoin is the winner for digital gold.
Yusko says that because the Fed can print money out of nowhere, the value of that currency gets cut in two. This is because in the past 2 years, the Fed has created almost half of all the dollars in existence. He notes that the market was in a descending triangle pattern and came to the point where it could either break out and move higher or break through. The market chose to break through by descending to the bottom, which has reversed the pattern to an ascending triangle. Yusko believes that Bitcoin has become a true store of value and says that the best investment is in the coming Web3 counterpart to companies like Amazon and Facebook. Unfortunately, no one knows which blockchain will achieve that. What do you guys think about Mark Yusko's opinion on the value of blockchains and what the store of value Bitcoin really is? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.